Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome people to episode 162 of Dude and the Monkey. I'm one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by my co-host,
Ian Loring, who I am drinking a Piston Head full amber lager today.
Ooh, it's nice, is that?
Yeah, it's not too shabby at all. This the Tesco in the big Tesco in Pontypridd seems to have started getting a lot of craft beers in lately, so I've been having a bit of a dabble. A lot of Vocation brewery stuff in there now, which is nice because I quite like Vocation. So yeah, can't complain. I'm going to take a few cans in to see Turtles tomorrow.
Ah, sweet. I had a very nice sharp Sea Fury the other day, which was very nice.
I like that. Yeah. So, yeah, that's not too bad at all.
Yeah, I was quite surprised. I cooked with it as well, and I got a couple of extra bottles to drink. Nice. So it was very nice. Well, what do we have for you today, people? We have a Paula Patton double bill for you, people. Nobody's ever done that before. Yes, we are going to cover Duncan Jones' new movie. Is how I'm viewing it. Is it's not the long-awaited video game adaptation. Yeah. It's the new Duncan Jones movie, Warcraft, or Warcraft The Beginning, as it's known in some places. Then we're going to give you some of what we've been watching, and then we're going to chat the do-over, which is the second in, I believe, is it 5 movies that Adam Sandler's doing with Netflix. This is the second to arrive after the ridiculous 6 arrived earlier this year. I think, is it 5 movies over, I believe it's 30 months, so 2.5 years.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's like 2 a year, it is, yeah. So we're going to do that along with our usual probably tangents, and we're going to chat a few trailers, and we've got a couple of questions, so we'll go through that. I'm thinking if there's anything to add. A couple of things to add. One would be we need to welcome to the world Mike of Chins Records Punters' new child,
Phil.
Yes, Phil, who our little WhatsApp chat that we've got, literally, Mike put out that his wife Hannah was making a roast and was having contractions, and then literally like 45 minutes later went, yeah, she just had the baby.
Mental.
Yeah. We were like, what? Wait a minute. You can't jump from there to there. How? Yes. So Hannah is wow.
Yeah. Good on her. Well done, Hannah.
If you can hear that, that's clapping because just bravo, because you are one tough woman, which we already knew anyway. But yes, so congratulations, guys. And welcome to the world. And also, congratulations to Mr. Mellor, who got the keys to his new house yesterday. So, yes, so there you go.
Okay, we're gonna congratulate people on property buying, are we? I mean, good for you, Noel. That's awesome.
I think we do with Noel, because he has been seriously kind of worrying about this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I will say the picture that Claire put up of opening the doors. Their front door looks huge.
It does look huge, doesn't it? It looks like a front door to a small railway station.
Yeah. Well, we'll pile. Maybe we'll pile over there for the John Carpenter gig. Oh, it's a Saturday night, isn't it? So I suppose we'd probably go over there. I mean, I imagine you and I would probably just stay in a hotel in the city centre or something. But I think we should see the house. I don't know whether Claire would want us to
crash there, yes. So that's the congratulations section out of the way of the show. If you would like us to congratulate you on anything next week, then please get in touch with dudeandamonkey@gmail.com or at dudeandamonkey on Twitter, and we'll just congratulate people for things, no matter what it is. We'll say congratulations.
My mate Shiv had her second kid this week.
Did she? I haven't seen that. I've barely been on any kind of social media. So, well, congratulations.
Yeah. So there you go. She doesn't listen to this, but congrats.
Well, she fucking should.
Yeah, she could, you dick.
Yeah, you've got fucking loads of free time now. So yes, Ian. Anything else? Anything happened in the wonderful world of film that we should talk about?
No, I will just say. Lottie's started insisting on being called Paw Patrol.
Oh, Paw Patrol.
It's her favourite programme, and now she wants to be called Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol or Paw Patrol?
Paw Patrol.
Oh, Paw Patrol. Ah, yes. I think we're like Paw Patrol.
No.
Like, it's kind of really Paw Troll.
Yeah, no, that would be fucking weird. No, but yeah, anyway, like, I don't know why I'm mentioning that, but that's my life at the moment.
I guarantee you Paw Patrol will not be a character in the upcoming Trolls movie.
No,
just a really poor troll, voiced by John Lovitz walking around going, why don't I have any money?
Oh, that would be the best.
It would.
No, I don't... Did anything happen in the world of film?
I don't think it did, no.
No, not really. I don't think so. Nothing I'm particularly interested in. Anyway, trailers.
Trailers, yes, Ian. Trailers. What have you been watching this week?
Not a whole hell of a lot. The brief teaser trailer for Beauty and the Beast, which I'll watch. Ewan McGregor has admitted that his accent is half French, half Mexican, and I'm glad he's done that. It's pretty solid. Morgan, which Right, okay, so Trailer Addict has the description of the film as follows. Morgan is about a corporate risk management consultant who has to decide whether or not to terminate an artificial being's life that was made in a laboratory environment.
Is this the one it's by Ridley Scott's son?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested. I will say. I'm very interested. It comes out in September. It feels like, after summer, I could do with some potentially smart sci-fi type stuff going on. Interesting cast as well. Kate Mara, Anya Taylor-Joy from The Witch, Toby Jones and Rose Leslie, who was in Honeymoon, and she's she was quite a big character in Game of Thrones for a bit. So I'm somewhat interested in this. Have you seen this trailer?
I've not, no. I hovered over it and then just didn't watch it for some reason. Does it look alright? Because I'm mildly worried by the fact that that Luke Scott did second unit on The Martian. And you know that terrible scene where they're putting that, where they're getting the signs thing, where it's taking the photos and it looks like an advert for Lincoln University. Apparently he directed that segment.
Okay. Well,
which made me go, oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
It'd be incredibly harsh to judge a filmmaker based on that when this sounds quite interesting.
I'm interested enough. The premise has me interested. The trailer I thought was pretty evocative, so yeah, why not? I'll say that.
I'll give it a go. I mean, usually Paul Giamatti he does a lot, but he occasionally, it's not often he does anything outright.
Oh, is Giamatti in this?
Yeah, Paul Giamatti, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh shit, okay. Yeah, maybe he is. Literally, I watched the trailer like nearly 2 weeks ago now. So, oh shit, fucking hell, that spilt on me. And the opposite of why not? Monster trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, good on them for going with the most literal.
Yeah. Monster
version, of the title that you can. But
knew nothing about this until I put the trailer on.
It looks fucking hideous.
It looks heinous.
Like, it looks so bad. So bad.
I'm from the director of Ice Age. What?
Right.
From the director of a... How old is Ice Age? What, like 10 years?
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, no, quite.
And let's face it, nobody gives a shit. If there was never another Ice Age movie, nobody would care. Yes, if there was one, it'd still probably make 400, 500 million. But nobody cares.
Those fuckers make like $1 billion. The third one did over $1 billion.
You're shitting me.
I swear I shit you not. I'm going to have a look now, but...
The third Ice Age...
Yeah, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, I swear, made $1 billion.
Fuck. That's insane, because those movies are like 90 minutes long. 886 million.
Oh, was it? All right, well...
But fuck it, yeah, I mean, that's still,
Okay, how much did the last one... I think it was called Continental Drift. How much did that one do?
I don't know, I'll look now, but that's off a 90 million budget. That is insanity. That did 800 off a 95 million budget. Continental Drift did 877 million. Well, yeah, fair enough. They should just keep fucking making them.
Yeah. Like, it's a license to print money, isn't it? Really?
It is, yeah. And oh my god, yes, it says Continental Drift. Nicki Minaj, Drake, Jennifer Lopez, and Queen Latifah also did voices for it. Wow. Fucking hell. I will never watch that. And I will watch anything. Right, cool. Anything else?
No, that's it for me, man. How about you?
No, that's pretty much it. What I will say is, the Beauty and the Beast trailer I thought was terrible. You know, I know it's a teaser, but give us a little bit more than a few notes and a door opening.
That's fair.
It's that literally is them going, oh, do you know we're making this? And then they just leave it at that and going, are you making Beauty and the Beast? Yeah. Oh, what is it? I know we're just saying we're making it. All right, didn't need that. Wait until you've actually got some actual fucking footage.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's coming, isn't it? That's about it.
Yeah, it does seem to be the current trend for Disney is to go, ooh, we've got all these animated movies. Let's make live action versions of them.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, but again, it's a license to print money. Maleficent made loads, Cinderella made loads.
And they've got Mary Poppins on the cards now, with Blunt's been confirmed, and the chap from Hamilton is going to be in it as well, I think.
Yeah. Even though I still am not entirely sure what Hamilton is, and I'm actually kind of proud that I'm of that position. I know it's a musical.
I know what it is because he was on last week tonight. So he was on that. Apparently, it's magnificent, and it might be, but right now I don't have time to care. Is what I'll say, because I'm too busy watching Paula Patton movies. Moving swiftly on there, Warcraft, based upon the game World of Warcraft, which I have honestly never played. I have no interest in playing at all, but a lot of people adore it. This movie's been coming for years, really, hasn't it? It's been on the cards for years, and finally it got given to Duncan Jones, a filmmaker which I know we're both fans of. So, what is it? It's fucking weird, because I knew nothing about it, apart from the fact that it looks a little bit like a Lord of the Rings movie, and I don't like fantasy movies. Now, what it is, story is you've got the world, which is like our world, called Azaroth, and then you've got the Orcs world, it's called Draenor, and the Orcs world is dying, so they build this portal that sends them into our world, and they are going to take people hostage because the portal uses life to make it work, and they need a lot of life to get it so that the rest of the Orcs can come through to this planet. But Tony Kevel Orc doesn't quite think that this is going to work, because eventually the planet's going to die through anyway, because of the evil wizard guy of the Orcs is essentially feeding on life. It is about as much as I can get through and explaining it of what happened. It's been panned. Ian, what did you think of Warcraft?
I liked it. I think it is Duncan Jones's weakest film, but I think he set a pretty high bar so far. If anything, I think it maybe being a bit longer might have helped, because it does seem like a lot of scenes just end with a kind of a fade out and then fade in again, almost like as if a member of the cast is about to say another line of dialogue. So. Yeah, the thing is, I thought the action was pretty crunchy and pretty full bore. I thought it was pacey. You know, it's around about 2 hours, which is quite something for a summer blockbuster these days.
Yes.
And I thought the cast generally did solid work, and I thought the visual effects were great. I thought the mocap was fantastic. So yeah, I mean it's a fairly standard story, but I thought it went in some surprising directions at points, and I'd be up for watching another one. I think the weakest point for me is maybe the lead guy, whose name escapes me, but I found his arc, I couldn't...
Travis Fimmel.
That's him. It was almost like they couldn't decide whether he was supposed to be a Han Solo or a Bruce Wayne. And it was kind of like a mishmash. But yeah, I mean, I liked it, man. I genuinely, apart from people just being like, oh, it's a video game adaptation and there's funny names, I don't see why people are having such a big problem with it.
And I absolutely agree with you.
Cool. Yeah.
I had an absolute blast with it. I mean, to lay it out there, I don't like fantasy movies. They bore the shit out of me. And I've never played the game, and I never want to play the game. I don't think there's anything wrong with the game. It's not just absolutely not my wheelhouse.
I will say, yeah, and just to say exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know nothing about the game at all. I went into it, like I said, watching a Duncan Jones movie. And to be honest, I was expecting to go in there and going, I'm probably going to give it a little bit of extra kind of love because of who directed it. Mm. But I was preparing for the fact that I might be a little bit disappointed.
Totally.
Within the first shot of the movie, I thought, oh no, wait a minute, I am watching a Duncan Jones movie. There's something about this. And then as it went along, I love the fact that it's under 2 hours long. I think it's refreshing to have a movie that costs this much money, that is a big budget, summer blockbuster, that doesn't feel the need to be 2 hours, 25 minutes long plus. That goes, right, we've got a story to tell, we're going to tell it in an amount of time that it needs to be told, there we go. And they got it told there. If it was an extra half an hour longer, it wouldn't have been a negative, because I think if there'd have been an extra half an hour, it's because there was an extra half an hour's worth of story to be told.
There's apparently a 40-minute longer director's cut, and I'm bang on for seeing that.
I'd happily watch that, because I could have sat in and watched it. I thought that Travis Fimmel was very good as the lead guy. I really enjoyed his almost sort of... He had a playfulness to it, and that's what I really liked about Warcraft.
It was a playfulness, but there's just a couple of scenes where I don't know, he's got to be like serious, and it didn't jive up with the rest of it for me.
I could say that, certainly, yeah. But I love the fact that, and remember, guys, we're all spoilers all the time. For instance, when he cuts the head off the golem, the clay golem, and the other little wizard guy says to him, oh, well done for handling the thing, and he's like, yeah, that's exactly how I planned it.
Yeah.
And there's other little sort of moments. I like the fact that as well, he loses his shit at one point and has to... You don't usually get this in What Is It? Where he loses his shit with the king and has to kind of be physically restrained from going after Ben Foster. And you look at him and you go, ooh, he does look like he wants to tear his fucking head off.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's a mixture of him knowing him thinking he's right and knowing he's right, but also knowing that he's actually, part of it is he just wants to blame somebody for the death of his son. Mm. And there's a thing of that, but you do look at him and go, ooh, he does look like he could actually do that. And I liked that. It was nice. I liked the world, the art world that was there. That seemed quite, there was conflicts going on quite well with there. That was quite well sort of dealt with. But most of all, I did like the fact that it was fun. It was a bit of a romp through. It didn't get bogged down in taking itself too seriously or going, look, yes, we might be based on a video game, but we're a serious movie. We're going to pitch ourselves alongside, because there's no getting away from it. It's going to get pitched alongside things like Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, which are majoritively, in my viewing, just too fucking serious. They're quite bogged down with, oh my god, this is weighty for just a bunch of fucking midgets, hairy midgets wandering around a fucking field. Whereas this, it isn't. It's fun. There's bits going on with it. You've got Ben Foster being perfectly cast as a fucking essentially almost like some kind of magic wizard junkie.
Magic wizard junkie is perfection. Yeah,
and that worked out really quite well because
I'm gonna have to remember that because that needs to be the name of this episode.
Because it's almost like he's fighting against being a bad guy, but then he just gives into it, and he don't even look like he's enjoying it, but he's like, fuck it, and it works really, really well. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I was half expecting more of a debate, to be honest. But I mean, it's a great deal of fun, and like you say, it takes itself seriously enough.
Yes, it's not taking the piss out of itself.
No,
but it's also it's also, like I say, it's got a little bit of, I keep using it, playfulness to it. It's got a little bit of levity to it, and almost like it's trying to. It does feel a little bit like it's very conscious that it could go too far down one route. So when it looks like it's going there, it quickly throws in a little bit of a humorous moment. For instance, him walking up all those stairs to get to the top of the tower to go and see the Guardian.
And he just looks fucked by the end of it.
Yeah, he's hunched over, kind of panting and sweating, and just looking up at the rest of the stairs is a little bit like... It's verging on taking the piss out of itself, but not doing it.
Yeah, no, quite. But I mean, it also feels like it's genuinely got something to say about inclusiveness and, about being able to change your mind about things, to change your preconceptions and accept new things. And I mean, like, I watched Doom last night, and there's a video game movie.
Yes, there is a video game movie.
And the comparisons, you say video game movie, and it brings to mind a certain thing. I'll talk more about
to mind things like Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'll talk more about Doom later on, but this doesn't really feel like a video game movie. It just feels like a blockbuster. And I think that's to Jones's credit. And I don't know. It seems like it's got good things to say, but then also there are only two films that I can remember in my memory that feature characters throwing horses at people. One is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, and the other is Warcraft.
Yeah,
and they're automatically at least 3 out of 5 for me because of that. But also the bit where, like, somebody's riding something and then somebody cuts through, and it's like it cuts through the thing, and then the momentum just like makes the top half of the thing and the rider just like violently jerk forward and smash into something.
Yeah,
which was great, and you've got these orcs like just hammering hammers around all over the place, and there's an impact to the CG battle scenes that are found genuinely impressive.
Yeah, that's it. It didn't just look like a mass of battles, except there was a couple of pull-out shots. That made it look like a massive battles, which in my mind I went, oh, that's nice, because like I said, never played the game, but I'm guessing that battle from that specific angle is the angle that you play the game at and you have battles at, because it was a very specific pull to the left angle.
Oh, yeah, I know the thing you're talking about. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And I thought, do you know what? Yes, there's your big battle shot, but you can get away with it in this because of the source material.
Yeah, totally. That's the thing. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I hope this thing makes a lot of money, just because it does kind of feel like it would be a bit of a fuck you critics on it, really.
Yeah, it's sniffiness. There's nothing more than it's sniffiness about this movie. And I don't really understand where it's coming from, other than the fact that, it's based on a computer game. Oh, sorry, are they going to do the same thing to when Michael F. Fassbender's Assassin's Creed comes out?
Yeah, quite. I mean, that's going to be interesting. It's directed Macbeth and Snowtown, Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard, Jeremy Irons, like... That, yeah, I could just see the existential panic that's going to put a certain critic in, which is going to be rather delicious, I think. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I thought the performances were pretty great as well. I mean, like it's mental that the lead orc is Toby Kebbell.
Yeah, it is because he doesn't. Because the thing is, I knew who was in it, and I knew that Travis Fimmel was the lead character, but I didn't know who was playing. I knew Paula Patton was playing the green girl, but I didn't know anybody else who was elsewhere. And I was thinking, right, so is Kebbell going to turn up being something? Is Kaczynski going to turn up being something? Is Ben Foster an orc, or is he? Oh no, he's the Guardian. Right, all right, I'm cool with that. And I was then thinking, right, which one's Kebbell and which one's Kaczynski? I didn't know.
I actually thought it was Kaczynski.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know. And I think that's great that you don't know, that you don't work that out, that it is, what is it? Whereas I think when Kebbell was in, for instance, Planet of the Apes, you knew very much that was who he was.
Yeah, there was something
which again
in
is a critic.
With the Planet of the Apes one, Cobra, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It just weirdly, it kind of looks like Toby Kebbell, which is impressive in itself.
Exactly, yeah, and that was, I've read that they meant to do that with the Donald Planet of the Apes. They meant to have a little bit of the person who's actually doing the acting within the ape themselves.
Yeah, totally. So, but I mean, I think it's a strong performance. He's conflicted, but he's got a good sense of right and wrong. And he basically gets fucked over by those around him. And I think Kaczynski's character's got an interesting arc as well, which is well done. It's just the fact that they flesh out the orcs really well. I mean, even though I will say I thought it was a little disappointing that the only straight up bad guy is an orc. Like, it would have been just in terms of like, well, where do your sympathies really lie? Well, there aren't really any straight up bad men apart from Ben Foster, but then he's being like possessed by this evil anyway, so it kind of doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, it could kind of... I don't know, you have the council of other kings and leaders would basically just being arseholes to Dominic Cooper and saying, oh, we're not helping you.
Yeah, but I mean, they were being dickheads. They weren't evil.
Yeah,
it's just
I think maybe, hopefully in future movies, if we get a future movies, which I really hope we do, that will kind of get fleshed out. But I like the fact that it's quite brave to establish... A lead character within it of one of the orcs, and establish it and say, look, this is the lead orc that we want you to follow. Or by the way, we've killed him. Is different.
That was ballsy as fuck. I did not see that coming. I mean, no. the fact that their kid is left an orphan by the end of it is wow.
It's like, okay, like you say, ballsy as fuck, because you're looking at it going, oh, well, at some point, there's going to be a bit of life, he's going to sort of funnel into him or something like that, and he's going to come back to life, and the next movie is going to be him trying to track down his kid, or whatever. Nope, dead. And it's a bit like that. It's like, you know what? Fine, fair enough. And I like the fact that it establishes, where we're going from here. And it did finish, and I did sort of think, yep, yes, I want another movie. Now, can we start it now? And the strange thing is, I went to see this at 22:10 on a Tuesday morning. And there was me and there was an elderly couple in the screening. And that was it. I was waiting, because I thought, I was waiting and watching the credits roll and waiting for the lights to come up, because I wasn't sure if there was like a mid-credits bit or anything like that. And I thought, I'll wait until the lights come up. And this this elderly couple walking by, and out of nowhere I just thought, I wonder what's possessed them to come at 20 to 10 on a Tuesday morning to come see Warcraft. So I just sort of said, excuse me, do you mind if I ask you a quick question? And they said,
why are you here?
No, and I said, just out of pure curiosity, and you can tell me to shut up and go away. I'm just wondering, you don't seem like the demographic that this movie's going for. Why are you? What made you want to come and see Warcraft? Are you Warcrafters? And they said, oh no, we've never really played the game or anything like that, but we really liked Moon.
That's awesome. Good on
it. We knew it was directed by Duncan Jones, and we thought, do you know what? Why not? Why not? It looks like it could be fun. And I was like, and did you enjoy it? And they said, it was a lot of fun. You clearly enjoyed it. I was like, what? And I said, yeah, you clearly enjoyed it. I said, why? He said, oh, you said you were laughing quite a lot. I was like, I didn't bother you. I said, no, it's nice that someone was enjoying the movie. I was like, oh, good, glad that you enjoyed it as well. So it's nice the fact that these people were in there. But I was conscious of the fact that I was laughing quite a lot at bits.
Yeah, no, so was I. I mean, I went Monday at 20 to 10 as well. Did you see it at View by any chance?
I did indeed, yeah.
Yeah, they must have just had like the same synced film times or something. I saw it on Monday, and there's quite a few people in there, and they seem to be into it, in fairness. I will say, though, well done, View, Merthyr Tydfil, for seemingly waking your projectionist up 21 minutes after the advertised showtime and then starting the trailers. And also well done for your Twitter account. When I tweeted saying, nothing started yet, what's going on? It's like 15 minutes after the start time. They tweeted me back saying, well, the ads and trailers can last 20 to 30 minutes. And it was like, right, did you not actually read my message? Nothing has started.
Nothing has started. No,
and then they basically didn't reply to that. So, well done, View. It was the first time since I did a couple of shifts covering projection at Merthyr Tydfil that I've been to the View at Merthyr Tydfil, even though geographically it's actually the second closest cinema to me. And they did not cover themselves in glory, I will say.
Oh, right.
The sound was not great. There was a weird buzzing all the way through.
Oh, that's really bad, because I was going to mention that the sound design is fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't really get that. They had a big old trailer thing at the start talking about Dolby 4K audio. Nah.
Oh, that is such a shame, because the sound design I thought was incredible. The clanging of the swords and the thunk that you got with the fucking big sort of mallet things that the orcs were using was fantastic. There was real kind of thought went into that, and it's such a shame that you didn't get that. But the weird thing was also when I bought my ticket, the girl at the counter said to me, it's brilliant. It's fantastic. I was like, oh, good. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And she said, yeah, I want to see it again today when I finish my shift. I was like, all right, that good then? And she's like, yeah. So, as I was leaving, I kind of tapped on the counter and just sort of said, yeah, it's fantastic to her as well. Nice. So it does seem to be that people who have seen it are kind of enjoying it. And a lot of people I seem to see a lot of people saying, hang on a minute, what's going on? Why have people been snippy about it? And it seems to be that if you're a paid critic, you don't like it. And if you're somebody who's actually paid to go and see it out of curiosity or because you want to, you actually quite enjoy it.
Yeah, straight up. And I mean, it's just looking at its box office, it's opened in a few places, but not everywhere, and it's done 37 million. It's yet to open in the US, and it's yet to open in China.
Yes, China's going to be huge for that.
Yeah, so
And the Russian market is a huge market as well. It's not open in Russia yet, is it?
Yeah, it has. It was
is it open in Russia?
Second highest opening weekend in Russia behind Deadpool, if I remember correctly, which is, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Just a lot of random countries so far, and looking at Box Office Mojo, they haven't taken in UK into account yet, and it was the busiest film in UK cinemas on Monday, at least. So, it's going to be interesting to see how it does. I mean, it did 10 million in its opening weekend in Russia, which is good for Russia. So, I'd be fine.
I mean, it's the thing is, I think we're wrapping up on this anyway. I'm definitely not shit. I'm looking forward to I'm really hoping it makes money for a few reasons. One, because I thoroughly enjoyed it and I want to see another one. And two, just to fucking stick two fingers up at all the, like I say, the sniffy critic of it.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I don't know, because like Batman vs Superman, I wasn't a massive fan of, and it kind of felt like there was a bit of a pile on going on there. But it just, that film, it's just got really, really obvious problems, and this one, I'd like to say, I do think it's Jones's weakest film, and there is. But I mean, what didn't I like about it?
Well, that's it. I can't really think of anything that really I didn't really like about it at all. Like, I pretty much liked it all. There was a great interaction between the orcs at the start, that essentially established them as being, look, these are orcs, but they're just people, but slightly different.
Yeah, totally.
They have normal person relationships and normal person problems, but they're just built to fight.
Yeah, no, quite. Yeah, no, exactly that. I don't know. I don't know what people's problems are.
No, there's some good sort of. It's established a world really, really well. There's a lot of things set up for future movies without it feeling like it is quite literally just setting up the sequels. I can't really pick the hole, isn't it? Really.
I'd slightly disagree with that, just because I think literally the last line of the film is pretty much "this is only the beginning" or something like that.
Is that, but it's not. If you
it tells a complete story.
It tells a complete story in of itself.
Yeah.
It is doing that. It is saying it is wanting to have sequels, but like I say, the story does feel like it's told a story here. It doesn't just like The Hobbit, where it just fucking ends midway through a fucking scene, and you're like, all right, well, fuck you.
Yeah, definitely not shit. I'm very, very, very okay with it. Yeah.
Cool. Right, Ian, throw out some what you've been watching at us.
All right. So, I mentioned it in passing in the review. So, Doom, which is on Netflix, and I somewhat remember watching Doom around where it came out, but I think I was just probably really drunk. So there you go.
Becky loves this film.
Yeah, I don't think it's great, but it seems to have a reputation as being one of the worst video game films. I don't quite see that. I quite enjoy the cast. I mean, The Rock basically there's an uncomfortable shift from The Rock being the badass leader to, okay, now he's the bad guy. What?
Yeah.
Which doesn't really work. But it's nice and nasty at points. It doesn't feel like the game in the slightest. Like the fact that most of the monsters are basically zombies, like running zombies. I think it isn't the game. And the first person sequence is balls. Like, that sequence is horrible. But it's just the fact that he kind of just seems to be plodding around. And the thing is, Doom, the thing about Doom is speed. Like, the new Doom game is really fast. And Doom 3 wasn't that fast, but the others are just fast. It's like momentum. And then you got this first-person sequence where he's plodding around, stopping, having a look about, plodding around, stopping, having a look about. And it genuinely... is it not a bare minimum requirement if you're going to do a video game film that you at least play the game? Because it doesn't feel like the director did. And But, I quite like The Rock. Agreeable amounts of sweaty, which is always good for The Rock. Carl Urban and Rosamund Pike I actually think are not bad. Dexter Fletcher turns up and he's nicely kind of whiny. It looks fairly cheap, but the gore is decent and mainly practical, which is super. I'm not massive on it, but It's better than Super Mario Brothers. It's better than Mortal Kombat. It is. I know a lot of people would disagree, but it is. It's better than
Street Fighter.
It's better than Street Fighter. It's better than the first Hitman. I can't say anything for Agent 47 because I haven't seen it.
It's not better than Agent 47.
Okay. I'm gonna watch Agent 47 soon, I think, because I am genuinely intrigued in that.
I'd be very surprised. I'm talking about Agent 47 is not a fantastic movie. I'd be very surprised if you don't watch Agent 47 and go, that's very enjoyable.
Okay, nice. I can deal with that. Okay.
Agent 47 has got either a Tuesday or a Thursday night movie written all over it.
That'll do. I mean, like, I'm going to see. We're going over to my mum's the week after next. By the way, I will still be available for recording. It's fine. And I like it. It's kind of take a bunch of films with me, watch a bunch of shit on the phone or my new MacBook, and that feels like one that I will have with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be a good one for something like that, certainly.
Yeah, no, totally. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about that because we're going to talk about that next week. So I watched Django Unchained. It's Django Unchained. It gets better every time. That film's brilliant. Bones.
Bones.
The Snoop Dogg horror film.
Yeah. I believe you watched Bones, the Snoop Dogg horror film.
Have you ever seen this?
I've never seen it, no.
It's on Amazon Video.
Of course it is.
So, basically...
It's got Catherine Isabelle in it.
Oh, yeah. Bones. Snoop Dogg plays Jimmy Bones, who's a guy who's really well respected in his neighbourhood, and is killed. And then he basically kind of comes back and wreaks vengeance on a bunch of kids who want to turn his old house into a nightclub, including Catherine Isabelle. Right, what was that line that I WhatsApped you guys last week? Something about fried chicken. But I loved it so much. I think it was Friday. Oh no, hang on. I should see if I can YouTube it, because I need to show you this. It's shit, by the way. I mean, Bones fried chicken death. Let's see what happens when I do this. How to butcher a whole chicken.
I bet you might put Bones film.
Bones fried chicken Snoop Dogg. Oh, fuck it. Snoop Dogg gets chicken and is pissed off. Gay reporter asks dumb questions. I do not own the video. Okay. Fuck, sorry, I know this is dead air. Christ, come on.
Is it like a blaxploitation movie, or is it trying to pitch itself to fucking Pangria's in it?
Yeah, oh yeah, she's actually really, really big in it as well.
Is she? Jeez. And it's set in the 70s.
Oh, here we go. Bones. Right, so basically, there is a scene where the dog's head morphs into the face of Snoop Dogg and then says, "The gangster of love don't need no fried chicken."
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's a lot of practical effects stuff, and there's some super big nods to Nightmare on Elm Street. So it's got that. But it can't decide whether Snoop Dogg is supposed to be an affable, sympathetic guy who got wrongly killed, or a badass, vengeful horror character. And it's all over the place.
So he wants to be all things to all men.
Pretty much, yeah. But the thing is, I didn't hate it. I think it's unintentionally really funny in spots. there's a character who's killed, and then Bones just carries his disembodied head round while he's commenting on the action for about the next 10 or 15 minutes, which is incredible. But I mean, the lead characters are whatever. The plot, forget about it. It's directed by Ernest Dickerson, which is weird. And yeah, it's Bones. It's Snoop Dogg in a horror film.
Yeah, it does seem a strange one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably quite a good drunk watch though. Yeah, so there's that. So I've just got a couple others. So yeah, I rewatched Source Code. Source Code is great.
Source Code is great.
Really, it's a great mix of like thriller and Hitchcockian, light-hearted kind of fun and games, but with a serious heart to it as well. I'm big fan. And lastly, The Brothers Grimsby, or Grimsby, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, so it's 83 minutes long. It's a very, very, very long 83 minutes. Very, 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 very long. And it is the sign of a man who has some cachet, despite the fact that he hasn't really had a massive hit in years, somehow managing to get Sony to bankroll this particular film, which genuinely, I mean, I've described it to you, genuinely has one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. It was the clip, I believe it was the clip that was showed on Jimmy Fallon, where it was so offensive they could only show the audience's reaction to it. And I could kind of see why, to be honest, because it's just right, there's no need for that.
It does, what you described, it does sound like it's not done for any comedic element other than to just to be look at what we've done.
It wouldn't have surprised me if it was in Freddy Got Fingered, but at least Tom Green was actively taking the piss out of the studio with that.
Yeah.
So Grimsby, the thing is, it's the millionaire Sacha Baron Cohen taking the piss out of poor people.
Yeah, and Sacha Baron Cohen, he comes from a wealthy background as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does feel a little bit he's gone back to kind of the roots that he had with Ali G, which I never got as a character. I never understood what is. To me, I don't get Sacha Baron Cohen. I don't get what is there. Borat was funny. It was a funny one watch movie. Beyond that, I found him to be irritating in everything and just not very funny, really. And he seems to have come crashing down this year with the Oscars thing, which was just a complete fucking lead balloon, and then this.
Yeah, and I mean it's kind of deserved. I mean, I laughed a few times. I won't lie. I thought there's a sequence involving a misunderstanding with a toilet cleaner, which did have me laughing pretty much through the entire thing. So there's that. But is that really a recommendation? It's not, is it? It's a really long 83 minutes, and Mark Strong, he likes money, obviously, but what the fuck he must have thought of this when they were filming it, I don't know.
What do you think he maybe bought into the myth of Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he did. I mean, Ian McShane turns up as well, and Gabori Sidibe.
Well, McShane will literally do anything for
me. Yeah, no, totally. But Barkhad Abdi's in it, and his role in Captain Phillips is kind of depressing, the role that he takes in this. Just because Captain Phillips, it's trying to break stereotypes and to have a human character in this, he's just a walking stereotype. Yeah, I don't know. It's a really long 83 minutes, Mark.
And 83 minutes isn't that long a time.
No, I mean it says about 3 or 4 minutes credits at the end, but God, it did feel longer. So yeah, Grimsby, it's as bad as you've heard it is. Really, there's no real surprise, but
it's one of those where I had a mild amount of kind of curiosity to actually to watch it, and now I really, really actively don't.
It's weird. Louis Leterrier has had a fucked up resume.
Yeah.
Like this, Now You See Me, Clash of the Titans, The Incredible Hulk, and I think the Transporter one he co-directed.
Yeah.
Or the Transporter 2, and it's just...
I think he co-directed both, I think.
Just what?
Oh, no, he directed Transporter 2, and I think he co-directed the Transporter, yeah.
Okay, and I mean, to be fair, the action's not terrible. It's competently done, and it's pretty much a UK-made film which actually looks like a film, which is almost a kind of like a miracle in itself. It would seem, but yeah, it's Grimsby. So there you go. I'm done.
Cool. I'll go through mine then. I rewatched Fast Times at Ridgemont High, which is one of my favourite high school movies, to be honest. I thoroughly enjoy it, and I watched maybe every couple of years, and it was flicking through Netflix the other day. It was one of those nights where it was too late to actually start watching a movie, but I wasn't tired enough to go to sleep, and I flipped by this and thought, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's 90 minutes long. It's fun, but if I fall asleep an hour into it, it doesn't matter because I've seen it 50 times.
Sure.
I still really enjoy it. I still think it's great to watch an R-rated high school movie where the kids actually do look like they're the age they're supposed to be, and it looks like they have actual sort of real problems that actually exist. It's not as much of a sheen as you get now. And Sean Penn's a crazy amount of fun as Spicoli. It is an iconic character, and when you look at how much fun that character is, and you look at how serious Sean Penn's career went, it is totally strange that if you showed somebody this, and then showed somebody who knew nothing about Sean Penn, then showed somebody something like, I don't know, Mystic River, and you went, oh, did you know that's Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High? They'd be like, fuck off. No, it's not.
Sure.
It is to that point. It is always fun watching Judge Reinhold in classic Judge Reinhold time, and there's loads of people that kind of crop up in it. From Nick Cage, he's there, Anthony Edwards is there, Eric Stoltz is in the background. Bruce Springsteen's sister Pamela Springsteen's there because she was dating Sean Penn at the time. It's kind of a little snapshot of early 80s America.
It sounds like
it's bizarre, and it's a lot of fun, and of course based on Cameron Crowe's book, he wrote the screenplay for it as well, I think.
Yeah.
In fact, I know he did. I'm sure he did. I also rewatched. I'll go through my rewatches and I'll come to a couple of new watches. I rewatched Crazy Stupid Love.
Solid.
On Bank Holiday Monday. Wanted to watch something with Isabel. Isabel suggested it, and about 10 minutes into it, I realised this film is just all about sex.
Yep.
Literally just all about. How is this for the 12? But she enjoyed it and I enjoyed it. It's I remember reading a thing, and it was an interview with the one of the directors, or both the directors it might have even been, and they were saying that it wasn't in the script for Ryan Gosling to slap Steve Carell. He just did it at one point, and they all kind of started laughing about it. But apparently Steve Carell genuinely hated it and got sick of it. And at one point where
I'd imagine Steve Carell being like that, to be fair, yeah.
Says to him, please stop slapping me. Was actually just Steve Carell saying, stop slapping me. And Gosling's response to it was to slap him a second later. And then later on in the movie, when Carell slaps Ryan Gosling, again, wasn't in the script, Steve Carell just did it back to him. And they all just left it in and thought, there you go. It's just it's one of those rare movies where it's a movie that goes, right, what we want to do is this. And it does every single thing it's supposed to do really, really well. It's an incredibly solid movie. You know, it's not trying to redefine a genre. It's just trying to entertain you for 2 hours, and that's what it does. It's fun. There's enough there for girls to look at Ryan Gosling and go, oh my God. And it does. It's a film that quite literally is objectifying a guy. Yep. Throughout the entirety of it. It is Ryan Gosling is at the start of the movie is there essentially to go, hey, look at this guy. He is the dictionary definition of a player, but you still are loving looking at him without his shirt on. Everybody.
I need to watch Crazy Stupid Love again soon, man.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Is it really? Oh,
it's on Amazon Prime, yeah. But also for the guys, you've got, look, here's Emma Stone doing her cute and bubbly girl next door thing. Yep. Here's Julianne Moore doing her confused older woman thing. Oh, and by the way, we're going to throw in a little bit of crazy Marissa Tomei, so you've all got stuff to look at as well.
Yeah, and she's fun in this.
Yeah, and Marissa Tomei's great in everything. She's just a lot of fun, and she is stunning for a woman in, Marissa Tomei isn't stunning for a woman in her 50s. She's just stunning.
No, Marissa Tomei is the best. Yeah.
Becky has her as a spirit animal.
That's a good spirit animal choice.
Yeah, yes. So that is her spirit animal. It is Marissa Tomei. What would be your spirit animal?
Who's my spirit animal?
Yeah, what? It could be an animal or it could be a person, whatever. Who's your spirit animal?
A really, really mighty bull.
Nice.
I am nicknamed Bronco in work, so.
Oh, sweet. There you go then. Also, I rewatched The Pelican Brief, which is a film I went to see at the cinema when I was like 11, and I went on my own.
My God, man!
To see The Pelican Brief. I was like 11 years old.
That's fantastic.
Which is The Pelican Brief is a taut political thriller. The Pelican Brief is so long. It is so long. It's 2 hours 20 minutes, and I am not joking. A lot of that is scenes in slow motion that you're going, what? Why does this scene take this long? This is too long. It's good, but Christ, it could do with about 20 minutes cutting out of it. Sounds quite easily. Yeah. Do you know what? I think you could cut out half an hour out of this movie and not even cut a single plot point out of it.
Is it a John Grisham?
Yes, it is an adaptation of John Grisham, and it's Alan Pakula who did The Parallax View.
Fuck me, is it really? The thing is, I don't think I've ever seen a John Grisham adaptation.
Have you not? I've seen many.
But Alan Pakula directing it has me interested.
Well, if you're going to watch a John Grisham movie, don't make it this one to start off with. I'd maybe watch The Client or A Time to Kill. A Time to Kill is a very good movie, actually. So let's see what else. What else has he done that became adaptation? The Firm is a good one to watch, actually. The Firm's very good.
Okay.
So I'd maybe go for those instead, and then move on to the Pelican Brief, because it's good, it's solid, but it's too long. Is what I'll say. I watched a film called Mindhunters.
Is this the Rennie Harlin?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, years ago, but yeah.
Yeah. It looks nice. It's shot by Robert Gantz, the guy who shot the Mesrine movies. It looks nice. It's got Christian Slater in it. It's got Val Kilmer in it. It's got Clifton Collins Jr. in it. But it's also got Johnny Lee Miller doing a very strange accent in it. The girl who played Anoxula from the Mummy movies in it, who obviously they decided about halfway through, oh my God, her voice is so irritating, we're just not going to give her any lines. And LL Cool J. Just being LL Cool J.
Doesn't Christian Slater get his head frozen and smashed or something?
Frozen and smashed, yes.
Body, okay, yeah.
It starts out going, this is interesting, I like it, some nice set design. What it is, it's a group of FBI profilers are sent to a Navy training island by Val Kilmer to solve to create a profile of a serial killer based upon the setups that are within the on this island, except they start getting killed off. And they aren't sure whether or not they're getting killed off by a serial killer on there, if it's one of them, or if it's Val Kilmer. Essentially, he's just gone too far. He's gone too deep into these crazy mind games. And it goes on like that. I watched it like 3 days ago, and I already can't remember what happened. So it's one of those. It's
the Christian Slater bit is the only bit I remember.
Yeah, it's not very good. It's just not very good. We watched Sleeping with the Enemy. That film is a bit mad. A bit mad, I think, is the closest bit you can get to it. Patrick Bergin in it literally is the worst kind of creepy in it. It's there's a reason why nobody ever goes on about Sleeping with the Enemy anymore. Why it happened, and it was big, and it was a popular movie at the time, but then nobody ever goes back and rewatches it.
It's like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle is actually still quite a good movie when you go back and watch it.
It's like, it feels like it was massive at the time, and no one ever talks about it.
Nobody ever should talk about Sleeping with the Enemy because it's not very good. If you want to watch a good Sleeping with the Enemy, just watch Gone Girl. And then I also watched a movie called The Substitute with Tom Berenger. Have you ever seen The Substitute with Tom Berenger?
No, I've heard of. How was it?
Right. For anybody who doesn't know, The Substitute with Tom Berenger plays a mercenary called Shale, right? He's called Shale. Sure. And they are him and his mercenary buddies, which are played by Luis Guzman, William Forsythe, and Raymond Cruz, to give you an idea of who they are.
Of course.
And William Forsythe is in full Williams Forsythe mode, so he's just crazy and runs around shouting. Right. So they have just done covert operations for the US government in Cuba. And then they are basically told, you're no longer needed for this. So they're looking for work in and around sort of Miami. And then Shale's girlfriend is working, she's a teacher working at a high school, and she's attacked by, not by one of the students, she's attacked on behalf of one of the students who pays a big Indian guy to essentially break her legs.
Fantastic.
So, Tom Berenger essentially goes into the school and poses as the substitute teacher to go in because he thinks that somebody is dealing drugs in and around the school. So he gets him and his mercenary mates to essentially put cameras in around the school and try and crack what's going down at the school, which ends up, and I am not joking, ends up with them having a gunfight with some of the students and the principal of the school, played by Ernie Hudson, and some Cuban drug runners.
That sounds delightful.
It's insane, but brilliant. Tom Berenger looks like 5 years ago this role was made for him, but he's a little bit out of shape and not quite there for the role. But fuck it, he's going to do it anyway. And that's how it works. It is an awful lot of fun, this movie. It really, really is. And I'm just looking now, and there's sequels. There's sequels where Treat Williams replaces Tom Berenger.
Bloody hell, that is an exchange.
And there's 3 of them. And do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to watch those. I am going to watch those. There's the Substitute 2, School's Out. The Substitute 3, Winner Takes All. And Substitute 4, Failure is Not an Option. How about already?
Fantastic.
Bill Nunn is in the 4th one. Who's in the 3rd one? There's got to be somebody else. There's always somebody else in these movies. Ah, damn, there's nobody else of note in that, but I'm guarantee I'll watch it and go, oh my god, it's that guy from that. And again, there's nobody of note in that. Or BD Wong's in it.
Ah, good old BD Wong.
Yes, so I will be watching the Substitute sequels at some point over the next kind of probably couple of weeks. But I thoroughly enjoyed the Substitute, and I think it's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure it is.
Nice.
So moving on to the second part of our Paul Patton Doubleville, the Do-Over. The Netflix movie, part of, like you said, the Adam Sandler Netflix kind of collaboration. Of course, it stars David Spade because what else would David Spade be doing apart from being an Adam Sandler movie?
Yeah.
He plays the manager of a bank inside a Save and Pay grocery store. He's nothing to do with Save and Pay though, and he goes to his high school reunion, and his best friend from high school that he doesn't recognise, strangely, he's played by
fair point, yeah.
by Adam Sandler, who's called Max, and they call MaxiPad because, of course, this is an Adam Sandler movie. He's there, and he gets chatting to him, and MaxiPad's got this great life, and he's working for the FBI and all this lot. And then, we find that he's got this terrible life, David Spade, because his wife is clearly cheating on him with her ex-husband. He also looks after her 2 kids who treat him with no respect, etc. And then, what would you know, Adam Sandler ends up faking their deaths because he's not quite who he says he is. Ian, the Do-Over. What did you think?
Didn't hate it. I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it, and that's something. It annoys me that the 2 best looking things I've seen in 4K on Netflix so far, 6 and the Do-Over, but it is what it is. But yeah, the gender politics are fucked. I mean, it ends with David Spade celebrating kicking the crap out of Paula Patton.
But then again, you could actually say, well, the gender politics of that are actually, he wasn't afraid to fight a woman. And if you're going to treat people equally, you've kind of got to look at it in that way. Because let's face it, if that was a fight in real life, all my money would be on Patton.
That's true. That's true. And to be fair, at least it's not saying Paula Patton would get with David Spade.
Yes, it is. There's that. There's a movie I watched recently, and I can't remember what it was, where one of the characters is fighting a woman, and he's like, I don't know, I should hit you back. I am so conflicted right now.
22 Jump Street.
Yeah, I think it might be 22 Jump Street. So there's that, yeah. But yeah, so I can absolutely see where you're coming from, but I think you could argue the other side of it in a bizarre way.
Yeah, I don't know. So the thing is, it's the fact that the plot starts with David Spade's wife basically fucking another bloke on a dance floor, and ends with the cure for cancer being discovered.
Yeah,
is quite something.
It is quite something. The actual moral message that is within this movie, and the way that it actually gets to it, you kind of go, wow, there's actually something under the surface of this movie.
Yeah. Even though I did enjoy the fact that it's not like David Spade realises he had a good thing going at home and he goes back to his family. It's just, fuck his family. I'm just going to pretend to be a zombie and scare the shit out of all of them. It was, like stuff like that. I actually thought was pretty solid, and it did things that I wasn't expecting. But it's not that funny. It's very long.
It is very long, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like 1 hour and 50. Come on now, this can just be 90 minutes.
Yeah, this should be no more than 96 minutes.
Yeah, but yeah, didn't hate it. What do you think?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna have to say it. I go as far as to say I actually kind of enjoyed it, to be honest.
Fair enough. Yeah,
it's dumb. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. There's bits in it that I went, this isn't funny. I don't even think you think this is funny. But then there's also moments in it where I was going, Do you know what? Yeah, all right. I'm actually on board. That's actually quite amusing. And it it did look like it was. It didn't just feel like Adam Sandler just phoning it in. It felt a little bit like there was actually some thought behind it. Not a lot, but more than just, I don't know, we have a house party. We have a house party and Kevin James falls over.
Yeah.
It was a little bit like that. There was, it did feel like they were writing it as they went along. Like they went, well, maybe, he pretends he's an FBI agent, but really he is actually just, he just works at a morgue, he's a coroner. Later on, what if he's not actually a coroner? What if he's a guidance counsellor? Oh my God, yes, we'll do that.
And also, what if we got them to go to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Let's go to Puerto Rico.
Who's Puerto Rican? Luis Guzman's Puerto Rican. How can we shoe on that fucker in here? Well, there you go.
I actually quite enjoyed his bit.
I enjoyed Luis Guzman. Luis Guzman's great in anything.
I kind of wanted him to be in it more.
Yeah.
But it's a weird mishmash of
it's a strange
lowbrow comedy and actually trying to be emotionally affecting, and it's like, David Spade's your lead character. This isn't going to be emotionally affecting. I'm sorry.
It's not. And the one of the amusing moments in it is Adam Sandler not being able to remember what a vice is called.
Yeah. You see, it's weird shit like that, which is fun. It's just like the fact that, like, when he's at that DIY shop and the kid, like, the guy's kids are there, it's just like, I've got to watch my stupid kids for the weekend.
Because my asshole wife's gone to. So, like, okay, what is she saying? What are you saying? Like Coachella or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Adam Sandler's not reacting, he's just kind of looking. He sounds quite nice. What I did notice was Adam Sandler's he's lost a bit of weight and has kind of started to work out a little bit, and he looks better for it. I don't look at him and go, come on, Adam. Salma Hayek, really? You're not that fucking funny.
Yeah. It just, there's not much you can really say about the do-over. I mean, it's an interesting business decision from Sandler and Netflix, and I suppose proper fans of Sandler must be in heaven.
I mean, they are. That's it. It's a strange thing. 'Cause obviously, Sandler. Do you know what? It's a really clever business move from Adam Sandler. For the fact remains that Adam Sandler movies were making an absolute fuckload at the box office. This guy was box office gold. He could roll out a movie, that would cost 80 to 100 million, and for Sandler, 20 of that was his fucking fee.
Yeah.
And they were making money. And then they stopped making as much money. Just go with it. That still made money. That still made a decent amount of money. 80 million budget, made over 200 million. But, Grown-Ups, that made a shitload of money. Grown-Ups 2, I think, didn't quite make as much. I know, that's right, 80 million, made 250 million. But things like Blended didn't seem to do as well, and That's My Boy and Jack and Jill, they didn't make as much money. So it's a little bit like you went, you know what? Before I start becoming, box office fucking kryptonite, why don't I do this for a little bit?
Yeah.
And, Netflix, for them, it was a no-brainer, because on the most popular of Netflix, at any point, even before this deal came across, was Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah.
People like Adam Sandler movies. Just people weren't going to the cinema anymore to watch Adam Sandler movies. But I will fucking guarantee you that on Netflix, Sky On Demand, and Amazon Prime, that in the top 5 watched movies on those will be at least one Adam Sandler movie, without question, if there's enough Adam Sandler movies available. Because people watch it. People enjoy watching it. So it's a no-brainer for them, and I guarantee it, Jova will get an insane amount of watches on it. I wouldn't have got to see it at the cinema, but I've watched it at fucking home.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, exactly. That's the thing. I mean, like, it's... I've watched The Ridiculous Six and The Do-Over now, and it's just like... and yet, I still haven't watched Beasts of No Nation.
Yeah, I haven't either. And I'll and being honest, holding my hands up, I'm probably going to watch The Ridiculous Six before I watch Beasts of No Nation. And one of the reasons is Beasts of No Nation is 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
But then again, I just watched the fucking Pelican Brief.
That's true as well. I don't know. It's just, as much as I fucking despise Grown Ups, I don't really despise any of his other films that I've actually seen. And every 6 months or so, I'll stick on one of his films for 2 hours and give it 2 out of 5.
Well, that's it. That's the thing. The thing is, I will watch Adam Sandler movies. I'm going through now his entire back catalogue, and I can tell you, I have not seen You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
I have seen that. Okay, yeah.
And I have not seen Hotel Transylvania 2 or Ridiculous 6.
Okay, this is interesting. Let's do this.
Yeah. Whereas everything else, I've seen everything else, including the ones where he's just literally cameo.
Right. Okay. Here we go. Okay, I haven't seen Coneheads. I've seen Airheads. Haven't seen Mixed Nuts. Okay. Haven't seen The Animal.
Yeah, I have. That's one of those. He was in it because Rob Schneider's in it.
Yeah, and I haven't seen The Hot Chick.
Yeah, I've seen The Hot Chick.
God, fuck me, he's made a lot of films. Jesus. Click. Yeah. Okay. Rain Over Me. I haven't seen.
Rain Over Me is quite good, actually.
Just go with it. Okay, Jack and Jill. No.
Oh, Jack and Jill's fucking horrible. They're like genuinely fucking horrible.
That doesn't surprise me. Blended. No. Men.
Oh, no, sorry, I haven't seen Blended yet, but
have you seen Men, Women, and Children?
The Reitman one.
Yeah.
No, sir, I've not. I didn't see that on that list of mine. No, I've not seen those two either. Oh, I'm actually going to watch that, though. Judy Greer.
And he's doing a Noah Baumbach film called Yer Din Kakissa. An estranged family gathers together in New York for an event celebrating the artistic work of their father.
I've not got that on the list that's in front of me.
Fucking hell. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's fashionable to rag on Adam Sandler, and God knows I've done it in the past. I mean, Grown Ups is the fucking worst. I mean, I don't get that. I don't get how that thing got made, and let alone Grown Ups 2, which I haven't seen.
Yeah, Grown Ups 2 is worse than Grown Ups.
Jesus fucking Christ! How is that?
I'm not joking. It is honestly worse.
Wow. But yeah, I don't know. It just, like I say, if it's on Netflix every 6 months or so, I'm gonna do it. I didn't hate it. I thought he was actually quite likable in it. And I enjoyed watching the two of them hanging out.
Yeah, it was fun at points.
Yeah,
I had a good enough time with it.
I'm touching cloth. Like I certainly don't.
I'm touching cloth. I'm not going to say that it's definitely not shit. It's touching cloth, but I enjoyed it enough.
Fair enough. Yeah.
One of those, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's made me go, do you know what? I'll give the Ridiculous 6 a go, and the next one that comes out, I'll probably watch as well.
Yeah, I didn't hate Ridiculous 6. It's not great, but I didn't hate it.
Cool. We have a question, I believe.
We have an email as well.
We have an email. I'll let you do the email. I'll let you do the email first while I find the question.
Cool. So this is from Marcus Sisu, who says, is Dude and a Monkey heading to Fright Fest or London Film Festival this year? If so, what would you like to see there? Fright Fest isn't happening.
I don't think... I might try and do a day for Fright Fest.
Okay, I might try and do a day as well, in fairness. Yeah, okay. I'm intrigued by the fact it's at a different place. It's going to be interesting to see what the vibe is.
Yeah.
So there's that. LFF, depending on my schedule, I might try and press pass it this year for just like the weekend or something. What would I like to see there? God knows.
Whatever you get, really.
Yeah.
You never really know what's going to happen by that point, really.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay, question 2. Is film Twitter dead? You mentioned that you and your friends are in a WhatsApp group. I find film Twitter a horrible place, full of first-day release dickheads and pretentious twats and political correctness overkill, especially involving women.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. It is. Chris Byrne actually put on Facebook today a picture. I think that was reposted from Bam Margera, which was of the Bart Simpson when he's on the floor in one of the episodes of The Simpsons, and there's all the guns pointing at him from when he falls into the Fat Tony's club there.
Oh, yeah.
And it says, it was like a meme thing, and the thing just said, having opinions in 2016, and it is like that. There's so much. We've said it numerous times on here. There's no grey areas in things. It's either you like something or you fucking hate it, and you're either wrong for hating it or you're wrong for really liking it. You can't go against it. And there's too much of people wanting to stamp down and go, I hated that first, or I've got a little bit sick of sort of putting out, and I don't put out, for instance, Warcraft, because I don't like to talk to Ian. I don't like to say to Ian whether I liked something or not before we start reviewing it. So I don't comment on it. I'll comment after this. I'll probably comment on it from there. But I don't like putting out that I'm watching something. I like something because I know that the most likelihood is that I'm going to get a tweet back off somebody saying, "Oh yeah, shit though," and I'm like, "Fuck off! I'm not asking you to watch it."
Yeah, I mean, it's like this whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing. I mean, like, in the end of the day, nobody other than them and their close friends and relatives maybe really know what's happening there.
It's nobody's fucking business.
Yeah. And in the end of the day, one of them's a dickhead.
Huh?
In the end of the day, one of them's a dickhead.
Do you know what? They're both dickheads. Just one of them's a bigger dickhead.
So it is what it is, and I don't know.
People passing judgment over it, whilst also, stuff like that, and the whole gender politics thing that's going on insane at the moment in the film world, is the whole thing of, oh, you're not allowed to say you don't like Ghostbusters, but now it's gone round to the other thing of you're not allowed to criticise somebody for not liking the idea of Ghostbusters for being I don't know where I stand on that now. I don't know whether I'm allowed to like it or not. So I'm just going with, I'm looking forward to it. I couldn't give a shit if it's an all-female cast. I want to see it. And then when I keep seeing that, I keep going, you do realise that there are guys in it. I'm sure Chris Hemsworth in it, because I've seen him in the trailer.
Well, there's that, yeah. And I don't know, it just, in the end of the day, if it's not funny, it's not funny.
It's nothing to do with the fact that it's women.
No. If
I don't like it. And I will say that. I'm going off I'm generally quite an accepting person, and I wouldn't never have said that I have any kind of sexist leanings or reasonings or anything like that. So I just say it, and if people want to argue with me, it's their fucking problem.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. It is getting a bit too far on Twitter. It's just people have to have an opinion straight away on absolutely everything all the time.
One thing I will say, and I think that I've started doing in the Twitter thing, is I've started now. I do it with movies where I either turn my phone on the principal now. So when I'm watching a movie, my phone goes next to me and it gets turned over.
Yeah, same. Actually.
I have my phone on silent. And the other one I've started doing that with is football as well. I won't look at my phone during football now because I found that I was looking at my phone and tweeting about our football match more than I was actually watching it. So now I don't go near my phone. I am not allowed to look at my phone from the moment kickoff happens to the time when the game finishes. That's all. Don't even look at it half. Bam. Which is going to be really shitty in the Euros. Because there's like fucking 3 games on a day.
Oh god, the Euros. God, I'm looking forward to that.
Fucking cannot wait.
And I'm off for a week. Oh.
I said to Becky after just before the Champions League final, I was like, I fucking miss football so much. And she was like, wait a minute, when did it stop? That hasn't been any for nearly a week. She's like, what are you watching the other day? Yes. And then I'm like, I can't wait for the Euros. It's been too long since I watched football. She's like, you watched the Champions League final on Saturday. It's like, shut up! I am not addicted.
Well, England are currently in a fantastic nil.
Oh, I couldn't give a shit about them. I know that I watch every game and I'll end up getting caught up in it all. I'm just looking forward to the fact that from next week, there is 3 games a day for 2 weeks. A day! And somebody said to me, yeah, but are you going to watch Russia against Slovakia?
Yeah, you will.
Yes! Yes, you're talking to a man who watched Haiti versus Panama in the Gold Cup because it was on.
Fucking, I don't know. I mean, like, the thing is, I've got extra interest living in Wales and whatnot. You know, that's going to be fascinating.
It's brilliant. I am looking forward to watching Wales. I'm looking forward to watching the Republic of Ireland. I'm looking forward to watching Northern Ireland. But I'm also looking forward to watching Germany, Poland, Iceland. I just can't wait.
Like, I get to my mum's next Saturday, and Wales Slovakia is going to be on pretty much when I get there, and then it's England Russia, and it's like, yeah, that's it. Just chuck Lottie at my mum, get a beer out of my mum's fridge or 12, and just yes.
And football tournaments when you're in a foreign country are just better. I still maintain I was in Spain when Spain won the World Cup. And I watched it in a bar, me and Becky and Isabel, in a Spanish bar. We watched it there, and it was incredible. You know, literally, there was essentially like the Spanish regional motorway, quite near to where we were, and cars just stopped.
Yeah.
And, you know, we didn't see Isabel. This group of Spanish guys literally picked her up and were just jumping around with her on their shoulders for about half an hour, 45 minutes after they'd won it. And that was just, they just had a group of kids and they were just doing that, just jumping around with these kids. And it was just, you know what, she's fine. We'd been there we'd eaten, we'd had drinks, and I'd had quite a lot to drink. And we'd been there for about an hour before the final, and we're there about an hour and a half after the final. The guy brought our bill over when I asked for it, and he charged me for 3 beers and 2 lemonades.
Nice.
And I said to him, I've had way more than that. I had at least 6 myself. That's it. And his response was, I don't care.
Nice.
Fine, there you go. So so I cannot wait for the Euros. I don't know how we got to the Euros there, but we did.
No, so last question from Marcus. Finally, what do you think of Five Live flagship film show? I love listening to Mr. Kermode when he's talking seriously about film, but the banter between him and Mayo and shitty, tedious jokes and references make me want to vomit. I don't think you listen to it, do you? But...
I used to, and the reason why I stopped listening to it was for those exact reasons. I got too sick of Mayo acting like the show was beneath him, and just kind of, you know, just being really minge-faced about everything. And I do think he comes across as a bit of a prat, to be honest. But I do love listening to Kermode talk about movies. It's fascinating, you know, because he is somebody who takes it very seriously, but doesn't take it overly seriously. And, you know, he isn't afraid to like crap. And I think he's a great voice in film, and he's very much of his own opinion of things. I don't agree with his my opinion's right because it's my opinion. That's utter bullshit. That's ego taking over.
I think he's backed down on that a bit of late, though. His whole kind of like, I'm right because it's my opinion thing.
And I've had a beer with him, and he was great, and he was fascinating to listen to. And I told him that I thought that was bullshit, and his response was, "You're probably right."
Yeah.
Which I thought was fantastic as a response. But yeah, weirdly enough, we had a very lengthy conversation about Moon.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know. I've had interactions with him on Twitter and whatnot, and I think he's a gent, frankly.
He is, yeah. He's a lovely guy. I've met 2 or 3 times I've met him. He's always been a very pleasant person to talk to.
Yeah. So I mean, like I like the show. I think the thing is, I've been listening to that for over a decade. So
I started listening to it about 2 years ago, and I've listened to it, you know, since probably about 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
So I probably need to get back into it. I probably one of those things that I stopped listening to because it pissed me off over a couple of episodes, but I could probably get back into quite easily.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, like the first ever interaction I had with him on Twitter was me being a bit mingy about him with Django, and yeah, he was actually really, really, really helpful behind the scenes on a couple of things with the aborted book. And I don't know whether he even like remembers that now, but he really was. He hooked me up with a couple of people, and
which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's somebody going out of their way to do something, to help somebody, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. So I know a lot of people have bad things to say about the guy, but he is a genuinely nice dude.
I had a lengthy conversation with him once, with him and Duncan Jones, again, strangely enough, about... I basically tweeted that there was a movie that he reviewed, and I can't remember what it was. But everybody on Twitter was just banging on about, oh my god, you know, the Kermod's scathing review of, and I can't remember what movie it was, is incredible, it's fantastic. And I just put out saying, isn't it weird that I never see a link to Kermod praising a movie? But anytime he slags off a movie, everybody goes on about how amazing this rant was, and there's links everywhere. And isn't that just what is wrong with modern film criticism, is people get excited about somebody disliking a movie, and somebody liking a movie just gets forgotten about. And so I did that, and he basically said, you're right, but the reason why people listen to me is because occasionally I hate things and I rant. They're more watched on YouTube than me liking something. I was like, that's insane. He went, yeah, it is. Yes, it is. I agree with you, but it is what it is. And I was saying, I'm not having a go at you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying, isn't it a shame? And you're like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a straight arrow.
Yeah.
You know, he really is. So yeah, there you go. I like the show myself. I know people have problems with it, but I quite like the in-jokes, and it all feels... I think they've got a good camaraderie going on with it. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with it myself. But, you know, if people do, that's fair enough. And he says, cheers for the time and the hard work. The podcast goes from strength to strength, combining knowledge and fun. Marcus Izu. Thank you very much, Marcus.
Thank you very much. Cool. Right, we have a question. Rich J. Kidd puts, is Warcraft this year's John Carter?
Yes.
And why are the critics generally so dismissive of epic sci-fi fantasy? Yes, it is. Absolutely is. The critics, why are they sniffy a bit? I think because it's easy pickings. They don't like to be taken out of a world of reality to it, unless it's done in a kind of kooky way. And often the sci-fi things are often big budget, and they're asking you to kind of drop reality a little bit and to think outside of the box, and to take something that sometimes can look a little bit silly seriously. And critics don't like that majority of the time, because they're usually more academically based than they are fun based.
Yeah, couldn't have put that better myself.
Boiling it down with its most kind of basic principles, and that's what it is.
Yeah, could not have put that better myself.
It shouldn't be like
that. No, it shouldn't. Yeah, that's exactly right, I think. And yes, it is this year's John Carter, and I'm still waiting for the general opinion on John Carter to turn around. It's going to one day, I swear.
Yes, it absolutely is. I think it's already on its way. Yeah. Right. So that is episode 162. Ian, what are we covering next week?
Oh, yes.
As if I have to ask.
Well, we're going to do a special episode, aren't we?
Yeah, indeed, we do a special episode. I'm very much looking forward to it.
What are we going to call it? Blaxploitation?
Yes, we are going to call it Blaxploitation.
So we're going to cover some Shane Black stuff. A bit of a random hodgepodge, but I think we've decided on Last Boy Scout.
Yes.
Last Action Hero.
Yes.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yes.
And The Nice Guys.
Yes. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah. I watched Last Action Hero this last week. It's a $5 on iTunes, by the way.
Oh, I'm buying that motherfucker then.
And it's going to be fun.
Actually, wait a minute. Actually, I think I've already bought it, to be honest.
Oh, fair enough then.
I think I already own it. Yeah, I love that movie from the start, from the Friday Night's a Great Night for Football, which I will be singing for the next week.
Oh, I was talking about Last Action Hero, sorry.
Oh, Last Action Hero, sorry. No, I'm an off-Boy Scout, not Last Action Hero.
Yeah, but you're right. And
Last Action Hero, I went to that at the cinema as well, actually.
God, the opening of Last Boy Scout. Really? Did you really?
Oh, No, I'm looking forward to watching it. I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped. I'm really, really, really pumped. And I'll also talk about some Turtles stuff next week as well, shall I?
Yes, definitely. Also, as well, this week I bought 2 new soundtracks for my Evergreen vinyl collection.
Oh, yes.
I bought the new limited 500 print of Escape from New York, and it's a lovely set, that. I also bought for £3 the Fletch soundtrack.
Bloody hell.
Yes. But you know what? It's great. I was listening to the day going, this is brilliant. For £3.
Good for you.
And, right, that was episode 162, folks. Well, next week we will be covering what Ian's just said. If you want to get in touch with us, it's dudeandamonkey@gmail.com, at dudeandamonkey, at Ian Loring, at dudefors. Nothing else I think we need to cover other than thank you very much for listening, guys, and we shall speak to you next week.
Bye-bye.